a woman returned to her childhood garden. Once a place of vibrant colors and laughter, it was now overgrown and silent. A forgotten corner of the world where memories lay dormant beneath a thick blanket of neglect. As she stepped through the rusted iron gate, the tall grass, dry and whispering, brushed against her legs, moving like waves in the gentle wind. In the distance, an old wooden bench, its paint peeling like sunburned skin, sat half hidden by rambling weeds, a lonely sentinel guarding the ghosts of sunny afternoons spent reading fairy tales. The air once filled with the sweet perfume of roses and honeysuckle now carried the earthy scent of damp soil and decay. It was a place frozen in time, yet everything had changed. She stood there for a long moment, the silence pressing in, a stark contrast to the lively hum of bees and birds she remembered. This wasn't just a garden. It was a physical manifestation of her past, a wild, untamed landscape mirroring the wilderness that had grown within her own heart. Walking deeper into the tangled greenery, she saw the remnants of what used to be. Every flower she had once loved, every bloom she had tended with small, careful hands, had completed its life cycle, turning from vibrant petal to brittle seed. She reached out, her fingers gently touching the dried head of a sunflower. Its face bowed towards the earth. The sun, filtering through the overgrown leaves, cast a golden light on the delicate, paper-thin petals of a forgotten rose, now just a whisper of their former glory. It was a poignant reminder that all things, even the most beautiful, eventually fade. But within this decay, there was a promise. Each seed pod held the potential for new life, a tiny, sleeping possibility waiting for the right conditions to awaken. The garden wasn't dead. It was simply resting, holding onto the genetic memory of its past beauty, a silent archive of summers long gone. She knelt, the damp earth cool against her knees, and began to work. Her hands, hesitant at first, plunged into the soil, pulling at the stubborn roots of invasive weeds. This wasn't an act of erasure, a violent attempt to erase the past and the neglect that had let it run wild. Instead, it was an act of clearing, of making space. With each weed she pulled, she felt a sense of purpose. She wasn't trying to forget the years of silence or the reasons the garden had been abandoned. She was simply creating room for something new to grow, for light to reach the soil again. Soil, rich and dark, crumbled through her fingers, a tangible connection to the earth, to the very foundation of this place. It was a slow, meditative process, a conversation without words between her and the land, a gentle negotiation to reclaim the space, not from the past, but for the future. The work was hard, her muscles aching with the unfamiliar strain. But with every root that she lifted from the compacted earth, she felt an unexpected lightness in her own spirit. It was as if each tenacious weed was tied to a memory, a regret, a hurt she had carried for years. As she tossed a clump of tangled roots onto the growing pile, she found herself letting go of a long-held resentment. As she cleared a patch around the old bench, she forgave herself for a past mistake. Tears mingled with the sweat on her face, but they were not tears of sorrow. They were tears of release, of cleansing. And sometimes a smile would break through unbidden. As a happy memory surfaced, the taste of a sun-warmed strawberry, the sound of her mother's laughter, the soft, melancholic notes of a piano seemed to drift on the breeze. A soundtrack to this quiet, profound act of emotional and physical gardening. She was weeding her soul. Days turned into weeks. She worked without a calendar, without a goal, simply following the rhythm of the sun and her own energy. She had stopped rushing, stopped expecting instant results. The frantic need to force the garden back to its former glory had dissipated, replaced by a quiet patience. And then, one morning, as the first rays of sunlight slanted across the newly cleared earth, she saw it, a tiny speck of brilliant green, a single, determined sprout pushing its way through the dark soil. It was so small, so fragile, yet it held an immense power. It was a sign, a confirmation. The first sprout came not because she had worked the hardest or the fastest, but because she had finally stopped, listened, and allowed nature to take its course. It was a lesson in surrender, a testament to the fact that growth cannot be forced. As she watched that tiny shoot grow stronger each day, joined by others, a profound realization settled over her. Healing, much like gardening, grows in the quiet moments, in the patient waiting, not in the frantic rush to be better. It isn't about speed or efficiency. It's about creating the right conditions and then having the faith to let the process unfold naturally. The gentle sound of wind chimes, newly hung from a branch, filled the air. Their melody, a soft counterpoint to the rustling of new leaves glowing in the afternoon sun. The garden was breathing again, and so was she. It wasn't the same garden from her childhood, and she wasn't the same person who had left it behind. It was something new, something born of patience, forgiveness, and the quiet, powerful magic of starting over. If this story resonates with you, I hope it serves as a gentle reminder on your own journey. We invite you to learn English with our stories, where every narrative is a seed planted for growth and understanding. Remember, grow slowly, heal completely. Thank you for spending this time with us. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to our channel for more content that nurtures the mind and soul. We look forward to seeing you again soon.